In today's video, we're going to be going over 5 starting lineups for the Boston Celtics headed into the 2021-22 season. Heading into the season, the Celtics starting lineup remains unknown, with a brand new head coach and a bunch of new players that were added in free agency. It's anyone's guess who Udoka decides to roll with on opening night against the Knicks. Only time will tell who the starting players will be, but for now, here's 5 different starting lineups for the Celtics for the upcoming season. Lineup number 1, the probable starters: Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford. We already know that Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum are set to be in the starting lineup. Coach Udoka has already stated that Marcus Smart will be a starter, and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum starting is a given since they're the team's star duo. But the other 2 starting spots are currently unknown. Richardson is 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan, and he uses those physical tools to be an excellent versatile defender. And he's also a legit offensive weapon that can score off the dribble and create open shots for his teammates. And while he is coming off a year where he only shot 33% from 3, he's a career 36%3-point shooter, so chances are that was just an anomaly and he'll go back to being a decent 3-point shooter this year. While other players like Aaron Nesmith and Dennis Schroeder have a case to start, I think Josh Richardson gets that starting 2-guard spot due to his size, defense, and veteran leadership. And at center, I think the probable starter is Al Horford. While Rob Williams has shown immense potential, I think Al Horford will win out. Horford may be 35 years old, and he may be overpaid, but he still has a huge impact on the game. While he may not average a huge amount of blocks per game, he still does a good job of rotating on defense and using his size and length to alter shots and force driving players to miss. He's also still athletic enough to guard perimeter players. He can still anchor a defense. On the offensive end, Horford brings some skills that Robert Williams simply doesn't have. For starters, Horford can space the floor, as he shot 37% from 3 last year on an impressive 5 attempts a game. Horford's ability to stretch the defense at the starting 5 position will open up driving lanes for his teammates. He can also drive and post up, and he's still one of the better passing bigs in the NBA. Look, the Time Lord is very good, but Horford is much more offensively potent. Head coach Udoka has said himself that Al Horford is making a huge case for a starting lineup spot in training camp, so don't be surprised if he's the starting center on opening night. Overall, I think this is a very good lineup, and I wouldn't be shocked if these are the players who start when the season begins, but I am aware that I could be wrong. Next, I call this the size matters lineup: Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams. While playing 2 traditional big men has become outdated, Al Horford is a good 3-point shooter, so the floor should remain spaced. This lineup will give Boston a huge advantage on the boards. Al Horford is a solid rebounder, and Robert Williams is an excellent rebounder. While his 7 boards a game isn't eye-popping, he's doing that in just 19 minutes a game. Per 36 minutes, Williams averages an extremely impressive 13 rebounds a game. With this lineup, the Celtics should be able to control the glass, and the rim protection will be elite thanks to the defensive presence of both Horford and Williams. This isn't a lineup that I expect Udoka to go with a lot, but depending on the matchup, especially if the Celtics are against a team that starts 2 traditional bigs as well, like the Milwaukee Bucks, this lineup would make a ton of sense. Next, the best offense lineup: Dennis Schroeder, Jaylen Brown, Aaron Nesmith, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford. This lineup is all about giving the Celtics the best offensive production possible. By starting Aaron Nesmith and Al Horford, the Celtics are now playing 5 out on offense, which opens up driving lanes for everyone. Aaron Nesmith shot 40% on his catch-and-shoot 3-pointers last year, and as stated before, Horford shot a good percentage on good volume last year, so everyone in this lineup is a legit 3-point threat. One of the biggest beneficiaries of the extra spacing in this lineup will be Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder is one of the fastest players in the league, and with this spaced out lineup, opposing defenses will have to figure out whether they want to allow a Dennis Schroeder layup at the rim or a kick out to an open 3-point shooter. And of course, the extra spacing will also make the lives of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum a lot easier, who will now have plenty of room to operate to create their own offense. This is easily the best offensive lineup that Boston can put on the floor. Next, the best defensive lineup: Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams. This lineup will be the best defensive-minded group that Boston could put on the floor. Every single perimeter player in this lineup is a good defender, and if you do get by your initial defender, you have to meet Robert Williams at the rim, who's one of the best shot blockers in the league. The Time Lord may be just 6'8", but his 7'6" wingspan and 40-inch vertical make him extremely difficult for driving players to score on. And unlike most centers, he's agile enough to switch onto the perimeter and hold his own. With this starting lineup, the Celtics would have arguably the best 5-man defensive unit in the entire league. And finally, the young core lineup. This lineup includes Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Aaron Nesmith, Jason Tatum, and Robert Williams. This lineup is mostly made up of the Celtics' key young pieces. Obviously, we have Boston's dynamic duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but we also have Aaron Nesmith and Robert Williams, who are key parts of the young core. Aaron Nesmith struggled to start his rookie year, but he really found his groove later in the year. He's not only a sniper, but he also showed signs of being a good defender as well. The Time Lord has immense potential on both ends of the floor, and starting him and giving him big minutes will go a long way in helping to maximize his potential. I don't expect this to be Boston's starting lineup opening night, but this lineup will best help the development of the Celtics' young players. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Tell me in the comments if you like any of these lineups. Also, tell me who you want to see the Celtics start on opening night. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more dope content like this. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.